don't go away from this video. This video is one that you definitely want to stick around and see. And don't judge me. Don't sit here and just be like, yeah, I just gotta know what he's talking about. At least hear me out. And after that, if you want to delete the video, if you want to unsubscribe, or if you want to whatever you want to do, but just you don't have the right to judge me, and you don't have the right to make a comment unless you listen to the whole video. So this is the case. Algorithms. Whenever you go to whenever you visit a internet site or whatever, it tends to capture that, and it tends to show you the same thing either the same day or the next day. It'll show you the same thing. So are you with me? Just hit BBN or hit Go Big Blue right now if you're still with me. So here's the thing. This past week or so, SportsIllustrated.com has been issuing their top 15 players of each position: point guard, shooting guard, small, power forwards, and center. And Kentucky had guys that made all the lists except I think we didn't make the small forward list. So they do the top 15 plus they do honorable mentions in each position. So let's just kick it off with and I did a little short video the other day on Otega. So Otega got the #1 shooting guard. You know what? Let me start with the point guard, because I think that's our biggest thing right now, is that if we have a strong starting point guard, then I think we'll be okay. So I'll start with the point guards. The point guards is Jalen Lowe made the list, okay? But he made the list as number 15. Like I said, they rank 1 through 15, and Jalen Lowe got number 15. Is that too low? Is that deserving? Should he have made honorable mention instead of even being in the top 15? Has he did enough, or has he proven in his previous years that he can come in and be a top 15 point guard in the nation? Now, look, I'm one of those guys who don't get so caught up in where we, especially overall Kentucky, of like where we rank at. I know some people love when we at number 3, number 1 in the top 5, in the top 10. A lot of people really enjoy that. I'm okay with not having that. You want to know why? Because I feel the same way like a lot of people feel when it comes to who's starting on the team. And when you ask the question, who's starting on the other team? I mean, who's starting on our team? A lot of people say it doesn't matter who starts. It just depends on who finishes. And I think that's the same way that I am right now with these rankings. I look at it and it really makes me wonder, is Jalen Lowe really a true top 15 point guard in the nation? We've seen him at Pitt. Now, if you're like me, I didn't really pay too much attention to him at Pitt. Maybe some people have gone back and watched a lot of video on him. I haven't watched a lot of video. From what I did see, he looks very comfortable out there. And the thing that I'm going to say, a lot of people are going to say, well, he's turnover prone. But when you look at it at Pitt, you could tell that he had so much that he had to do. He had so much that he had to carry the team on his back with, that, of course, if you got the ball in your hand that much and people are relying on you to make things happen because there's nobody else to do, of course your turnover ratio and all that's going to assist is going to be bad, because you got the ball in your hand. That's just a bad product of what you got going on. So now that he's at Kentucky, will he be this guy surrounded by other people who he doesn't have to come into the ball game and be the man every single game? He doesn't have to take 20 to 21 shots a ball game, because he has other people on the team that can go get a bucket as well too. Or do we have other people on the team that can go get a bucket? This is all still to be seen, but basketball season is coming up and it's right around the corner. I mean, it's here, because Big Blue Madness is up on us. So I have to ask myself, is it right to have him at number 15, or should he have made honorable mention? You guys let me know down below if you think Jalen Lowe is a top 15 point guard in the nation. Next, let's just go to shooting guard. Shooting guard Otega. Oweh. He got the #1 shooting guard in the nation. I was happy to see it. It made me feel proud. Now, don't get me wrong. When I see Kentucky in the top 3, I get excited. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, well, we don't need to be this. We don't need to be that. Well, whatever. I get excited like everybody else. I just stay calm and I see what we do throughout the year, because like I said, it's all about not where you start, but where you finish. Otega being #1, the only thing that gives me a moment of pause with him is, at times last year, even with the team he had last year, we still seen him at times still trying to do too much. And we wonder if now that the pressure is on you, now that Kentucky Wildcats is your team, because everyone knows that it's Otega's team. So is he going to go out there and is he going to try to do too much? Because now he's getting these rankings and now he's the number one shooting guard ranked by Sports Illustrated. Is he going to go out there and do too much to try to feel like he got to win the ball game? Look, we know what he did against Oklahoma last year twice, and like everybody knew he was going to go get the shot, except Oklahoma, and they should have known, but they didn't learn, and he burnt them twice. So is this going to be a year that he comes in and he does too much, or is he going to stay with it? It's just like Jalen Lowe. Jalen Lowe doesn't have to do too much; just do his job, and I feel like that's the same thing with Otega. On defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball, has he really worked on this shot? We know he can go get a basket. We know he can go do that. So with that being said, is Otega Oweh warranted to be the number one shooting guard in the nation? Does he have a shot that says I can make a shot from anywhere on the floor at any time? So that's why I'm number one as the shooting guard in the nation. Let's go to small forward. Small forward, we didn't have anybody. I didn't see anybody on the list. We didn't get nobody in the top 15. We didn't get nobody for honorable mention. Unless somebody else saw the list and I missed it, I didn't see anybody for small forward. So it makes me wonder, do we have a true small forward? We know Trent go out there. We know Trent can knock down the three. He can play small forward. Who would you, if you had to pick somebody, one of our threes on the team, who would you pick to be a solid, maybe a top 15 to an honorable mention small forward on our team that can really stand up and compete? Because we know we got a lot of guards on the team. We know that. We know we got Aberdeen. We know we got Cam Winnell. Can Cam Williams, can you play him probably at a small forward? He's good like that. Can you play Aberdeen maybe at a small forward if you need it? But he's a guard though. So, is Coach Polk going to play a system where he has three guards, three strong, maybe four strong guards in there for the scenario that we need to be to maybe win the ball game, and then just have one big down there to go get a rebound? Is that going to be the case? And if so, who are you saying that can be a very solid number three small forward for Kentucky Wildcats this year? Let me know in the comments. Okay, next, our forward. I look back at Andrew Clark from last year, and I say to myself, who do we have on the team that is like Andrew Clark? And I don't know, because Andrew Clark could actually really, really shoot the ball last year. Andrew Clark could get to the rim last year. So it was a lot of things that Andrew Clark could do that I wondered. Now, Mo D, he got honorable mention for power forward. That, shooting the ball, when he was at Alabama, let's be real, it wasn't Coach Oates didn't rely on him to go out and get buckets. That's not what Coach Oates, could he knock down a three or whatever occasionally? Yeah, he could do that or whatever. But overall, that's not his role. I feel like even for this team, his role is to go get those 50-50 balls. His goal is to crash the backboard every single time he's in the ball game. To me, that's his role. I'm not looking at Mo D and says, man, I sure hope this guy can knock down threes. Can he? It's always good when everybody on the team can knock down threes. But sometimes you got those guys who, look, this is your specific job. This is what we need you to do. And we need you to go get those balls. We need you on the floor. And I think Mo D is going to bring what he had at Alabama over here to Kentucky. And I think he's going to continue. I don't think he's going to fall off. I don't think he's going to get worse to what he was. I think he's going to improve. He got a good set of guys around him. So I look forward to seeing if Mo D, he got honorable mention. Like I said, he didn't get top 15. And other than that, we didn't have a top 15, which I don't know if we really have a top 15 guy warranted to be a power forward. I mean, when you think of Andrew Clark, who do you look at now? You could put Trent out at the 4. Trent's put on some weight. He can shoot the ball. He can get to the rim. He's pretty powerful, and I think he's going to have a major jump between his sophomore and his freshman and sophomore season. So I look forward to seeing what he can do. He can play a little 4 because he can shoot the ball and he can get to the rim. Other than that, give me a 4. Who do you think is a 4? Is it Garrison? Is Garrison going to play a 4? Do you really want Garrison stepping out there knocking down threes when you think about what Andrew Carr was able to do? Not really. Is Garrison going to shoot a couple from the top of the 3-point line 2 or 3 times a ball game? Probably so, just because of what he did last year. And unless he's committing himself to to the inside game unless Garrison has committed himself to crashing the boards and getting 10 plus rebounds a ball game. Then I wouldn't look for Garrison to be someone that you just want standing outside in the corner on top of the key, just trying to knock down threes. So who's our number 4? Because me, I like power for number 4s. That's why they call them power forwards. I want somebody that can go get a basket at the 4 position, slam the baseline, get to the rim, dunk it on somebody's head, put it on them. And so, that's, for me, that was the only one that I was like, okay, we don't have a true power forward. You put Modi at honorable mention, I take that, because I'm not really sure that he's really here to really shoot 3 points more so than he is to go get them rebounds when we need it. And we should be out rebounding teams, and we should actually make that known very, very fast in the ball game, and with his defensive skills too as well. So when you look at that, if you want to say he's a true power forward, that's fine. I don't have any issues with that. But I don't think he's here at Kentucky to shoot a lot of outside shots more so than he is here to crash the board. But let's see what he do. Finally, following up, centers. We had somebody on the list for centers. JQ, Jaden Quaintance, got number 5 as the centers. The problem with this is JQ's not going to be ready until, as much as we want him to, let's be real, as much as we want JQ to be ready, let's say by late November. And it's okay if he's not, because I want this guy to be healthy. I want this guy to be ready. I want him fully ready by SEC play. That's what I want. I don't want him to rush back. If we don't have the squad right now that we can win a lot of those non-conference games leading up, going into conference play, then it still makes me wonder what can possibly JQ that can elevate us at another level if the other guys are not playing solid basketball. I think we got a really good team. I think Coach Folk really understands how happy he is, but let's be real, JQ ain't gonna be ready. He got number 5 on the centers of the top 15. We didn't have Garrison, didn't make the list for top centers in the nation. Maybe this is something that will spark something up under him. Look, just like I said before when I was talking about the power forwards, I'm not looking for Garrison. I'm not looking for Modi to stand outside and just shoot outside shots all night long. I have specific goals for those guys, and I think Coach Polk does too as well. And that's, we need you to be ball hungry when it comes to rebounds. And if we get JQ back, JQ is healthy, then I think JQ has a chance to say, hold on, wait. Remember what I did last year as a 17-year-old. Now look at me in my second year at college. And now I don't have to be always like the whole world is not on my shoulders. So we got 2 guys on our team this year that I feel like, besides Otega, that's coming from other teams, that doesn't have to have the weight of the whole program on their shoulders. And that's Jalen Lowe and that's Jaden Quaintance. These guys are coming over where they was the guy at their old teams. But I feel like they're coming over here in the system with Coach Spoke, and I feel like there's enough people around them that I feel like they don't have to come in and be the guy, but they gotta do their role. Now, is JQ that good? Oh, absolutely. JQ's that dude. He's bad like that. And will he be very good for us here at Kentucky? Absolutely, he's going to be good for us. But I just hope that everyone doesn't feel like, and this is even with Otega, we don't have to feel like he doesn't have, nobody on this team should have to feel like they have to take the weight of the team on their shoulders just to be good. Now, is it going to be certain nights when it's going to call for an individual player or two to say, we win in this ball game because I'm not letting us win, i.e. Otega, Oklahoma times 2? Is going to be, we're going to have those type of games. I'm sure that somebody's going to be like, okay, he's got the hot hands. He's hitting on all cylinders tonight. If we don't get the ball to this individual in this ball game, we're going to lose the ball game. So the players, the coaches, the individuals are going to know that this is my game. I'm on tonight. And that could vary from Cam Williams, Aberdeen, Otega, Jalen Lowe. Jasper Johnson could be one of those dudes that could just be having the big ball game. Trent could just be having you never know. We have so many pieces and we're so deep. That's why I'm so adamant on, I hope no one has to feel like every single ball game they have to go and they got to take the game over and they got to carry the team on their back. And we can play within the system. We can play with what the game is giving us, and we can see how it needs to end down the stretch for us to be productive and be able to win this ball game. If we do this, Kentucky Wildcats has a chance to not be pretenders, but be true contenders in college basketball this year. Go Cats.